Caitlin Clark has been the talk of the globe. Caitlin Clark did not play in that game and has been ruled out. Stephanie White addressing the press. Caitlin is seen down there. Is there anything new going on in her life or status? Will she be able to perform tomorrow? Oh no, she will leave. They just verified it. Stephanie White claims that Caitlin Clark's injury is severe and she is still out. No return date has been set yet. Caitlin Clark is doing well emotionally. It's all right mentally. It's in doubt physically. Furthermore, despite criticism from the media and doubts about her toughness, the reality is this: Caitlin is carrying the league on her shoulders with her relentless hits. Sales of tickets, merchandising, TV ratings, and interest in the WNBA have all increased dramatically since joining the league. Fans continue to attend every game, even if they are on the bench. She is deserving of all the attention. She is the center of attention. She represents the league. She was able to play. She is a captain. If you support absolutely Caitlin, leave a comment now. I don't believe anyone has ever had to bear greater weight than she does, both consciously and unintentionally. For the purpose of the sport, the Indiana Fever's head coach, Stephanie White, ultimately allayed fans' fears. Caitlin Clark has a serious injury. White announced that Clark is once again officially ruled out during a recent press conference. Already officially ruled out. Caitlin Clark has missed 4 straight games, made it obvious that she wouldn't be playing tomorrow. Kayla Clark's groin is ruled out of the contest on Thursday. This is her 4th consecutive absence. The situation was not hopeful on a daily basis. Based on long-term health priorities and medical advice, the choice was made firmly. White clarified that the Fever's strategy goes beyond simply getting her back on the court quickly in order to win a game. I don't want this to be something that lingers. We want to make sure that she is 100% ready to go. We want to make sure that she is 100% ready to go and that we put her long-term health and wellness as at the forefront, she said, emphasizing that Caitlin's career and long-term health come first. I think she needs to take her time and actually try to heal up before she gets back on that floor, she said. That statement alone demonstrates the severity of her groin injury. She is hurt. Healing from a groin injury takes time. It ranges from a grade 1 tier to a grade 3 tier. It's no longer about enduring the pain. The season is a marathon, not a sprint. Without a doubt, it's about protecting the player who's transformed the WNBA. White is holding the line, explaining that sometimes it's the coaching staff's job to protect players from themselves. Caitlin is reportedly eager to return working with trainers and itching to suit up all the time. She wants to play and she's working to play. And she has been working to play. And I think after, a few days, it's like, okay, we have a little bit of time. 5 games before All-Star break. There is a 5-game homestand and the All-Star break coming up. And Clark is the face of that event, a captain and possibly a participant in the 3-point contest. I believe she will be out for at least 2 weeks, if not longer. We have a little time, so let's just calm her mind, even though she is antsy. I don't know. Can't give you an answer on that. Stephanie White told the media about Kayla. I don't know. I can't give you an answer on that. They're trying to keep Caitlin Clark healthy and ready to go. Maybe she won't even play until the All-Star game. The Fever knows what's at stake. Not just this season, but her future in the league. For the All-Star game, this is not a precautionary rest. Rather, it is a calculated move. Let's say she will be out for roughly 2 weeks, after which a team will reevaluate her because they understand that Caitlin Clark is more than just a player, she is the league. It is obvious to anyone that the Indiana Fever are not a better team. When she is not playing, let's start with the facts. Caitlin Clark has missed 8 of 16 games this WNBA season, played 139 games in college, missed none, and has played 16 games this season. The office is incredibly stagnant, and she is dealing with a narrative that is almost more frustrating than the groin strain itself, and has missed 8. The Fever have played 16 games, and she has missed 8. That's precisely 50%. That may raise some eyebrows at first, But if you've missed 8 of 16, you're almost 50% of the way through the season. Some critics, particularly in the national media, have already begun to wonder if Clark is prone to injuries or worse. You're not injury-prone until you are? I'm not sure if I've ever seen an injured star cheer and celebrate harder for his or her teammates than Caitlin Clark did. Sports analyst Skip Blesses implied that Clark's sideline presence was just performative. They have nonsense like this being aired by the one and only Skip Biss, while Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin were on the bench tonight. Watching the Fever upset the Lynx, it seemed like every Fever basket was followed by a Caitlin React shot, implying that someone as active and involved as she was during games couldn't really be hurt. However, this type of analysis doesn't just miss the point. It completely disrespects the reality of professional sports. I've seen it happen a lot of times when LeBron James, who had a foot injury, would get up to celebrate shots and do all sorts of things on the sideline. Stop it, man. St. Anthony, Davis, do it. You didn't see them getting off the bench and cheering on their teammates from the sidelines at the start of the season. Her quadriceps and groin are soft tissue injuries, not contact injuries. She did not elbow herself into a rib or turn someone else's ankle. These injuries are related to overuse, load management, and cumulative stress on the body. And you do not have to take a severe fall to sustain one, as former NFL players noted. Soft tissue injuries are warning signs your body tells you when it's had enough. And Caitlin, who had just finished one of the most demanding college careers in history, entered the professional ranks without taking any breaks. From college, you go straight to the WNBA and you play right away. So the majority of those injuries are preventable. Additionally, because of her playing style, she must expend a lot of energy and is more prone to soft tissue injuries. The fact that she played more than 130 consecutive college games without missing one is not only remarkable, but it is unheard of. Despite this, she attended every WNBA game during her rookie season. And no one questioned her toughness at the time. I'm now concerned about Caitlin Clark's ability to withstand the professional demands of the game because they're 8-8. But you've missed 8 games. Let's be honest. This is not about toughness. Every time she has that fantastic game, the next game, or the game after that, she starts feeling it again. However, now that she's sitting out with real injuries, people want to question her dedication. I grew up with 2 brothers, and things were very physical, a lot of blood, tears, whatever it was, but when you're being full court, it's about a young athlete being pushed past her physical limits in a league that hasn't given her any breathing room. Clark isn't some brittle player. She's not new to contact either. Targeted by defenders who want to establish themselves and are expected to carry an entire league's ratings. Something has to give. These injuries aren't a sign of weakness. They're a sign of burnout from overexposure and over-reliance. Even experts are divided on this issue. Press every possession, press coverage, a type of full-court press coverage, blitzing, and trapping that nobody has had to deal with at this early in their career. Caitlin Clark, who scored 17 points per game prior to the All-Star break and 21 points per game after the break, needed rest. In any case, it's obvious that now is not the time to doubt her integrity. Rather, it's the time to protect her. Some claim she may be forming patterns that make her vulnerable, while others contend she's just overused and underrested. The Indiana Fever aren't a better team when Caitlin Clark isn't on the floor, and the office is incredibly stagnant. Remember her Iron Woman streak, and keep in mind that a smart franchise knows when to preserve its reputation. So when the media makes cheap shots that she's milking it or that the Fever played better without her, remember the numbers? Its most valuable asset, not just for the next game, but for the next 10. The Indiana Fever are acting honorably, and Caitlin Clark is deserving of much more respect than she is receiving. She is the league's best player, and this league has never had a bigger draw. If you want to know why Caitlin Clark is out of commission and why this injury feels more serious than it looks, you must. Beyond medical records and statistics, you should consider how she is treated on the court. Since joining the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has been more than just a basketball player. She has been avoiding targeted attacks, taking cheap shots, and taking hits that seem more personal than professional. To put it bluntly, Caitlin Clark has emerged as the most divisive figure in the league. These players who are envious of Clark's success and notoriety have been acting shaddily ever since she joined the league because she is well-liked. The sports spokesperson, the reason why arenas are sold out. Millions of new fans join the WNBA overnight, and she is the center of attention. The statistics don't lie. In her rookie season alone, Clark drew 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league. And last season, 17% of flagrant fouls were against her. Let that sink in. You'd think that would win her support? But instead, she's being treated like a threat, not just by opposing teams, but occasionally even by her own peers. Chicago Sky guard Kennedy Carter blindsided Clark on an inbound play, and players have been pushing her to the ground, sticking their fingers in her eyes, and poking her in the eye throughout her rookie season and into her second year. The entire league was responsible for almost 1/5 of the egregious fouls. And this season has been more of the same. One recent instance stands out. Caitlin was repeatedly targeted, poked in the eye, and knocked to the ground during a heated game against the Connecticut Sun. There is a game between the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever. Another Suns player shoves Clark to the floor. So, let's take a look. Oh, and Marina May is going to be ejected. There are other instances as well. At one point, Connecticut Sun guard JCS Sheldon poked Clark in the eye. I mean, is that displacement? I think it is. It was so obvious that her teammate Sophie Cunningham had had enough and retaliated, grabbing a player, committing a hard foul, and being ejected and fined by the league. Well, Connecticut took aim at Clark throughout the game. It's a blank foul. Cunningham obviously took Sheldon by the head, hard grabbing her. Some people claim she grabbed her by the hair, but I'm not sure. She obviously got her coming in and pushed her to the ground. But the fans praised her. Sophie's popularity skyrocketed overnight, gaining 1.1 million TikTok followers in an instant. She also witnessed a rise in jersey sales, selling out, and the reason for this was that people were sick of watching Clark get battered, while I believe the referees had a lot to do with that. It was a buildup for a couple years now of them simply not protecting, the WNBA star player. And league officials just watch and do nothing. Where are the referees? It seems like these referees are blind during that. It was just part of the game to protect my teammates. That's what I do. I'm a team player. So even NBA players noticed. Eagles running back A.J. Dillon named Cunningham his new favorite player and compared her efforts to protecting Caitlin Clark, saying that protecting Clark was similar to protecting your star quarterback. That's how serious this has gotten. Quarterback. It's not just about a hard foul. It's about establishing that Caitlin Clark won't be a punching bag. Despite everything, though, Clark has never publicly complained. Doesn't go to the referees every time. Doesn't attend the press conferences afterward and complain. And doesn't whine to refs. No flashy post-game interviews. She just shows up, supports her team, and keeps playing. She remains focused on the big picture even when she's hurting and sidelined. And whenever she's beaten or bullied, she responds, hey, it's part of the game. Developing the league, expanding the game, and doing it well come at a price. That ongoing every possession has a cost, including the full court traps, the bruises, the stress, and the physical toll. Overuse and continuous contact exacerbates soft tissue injuries like groin and quad strains. But when you pull your groin or do your quad, it's due to excessive use. Caitlin's not getting enough Clark for the women's game is not physically imposed. She is the only player in the WNBA who is treated like a marketing tool, a rival, and a threat all at once. She is receiving playoff-level coverage every night, running constantly, and doing all of these things. I'm worried because Caitlin Clark isn't very athletic. Let's face it, there's also a layer of jealousy at play here. After years of slogging it out in the league, players now have to watch a 22-year-old rookie receive more media attention, sponsorships, and fan support than they've ever seen. That jealousy is boiling over, and they're pursuing her. So bitter, so petty. So her injury is more important than ever because this isn't just about recovery. It's about survival in a league that hasn't fully transformed. You can see it in the All-Star voting, when Clark, who leads all rookies in points, assists, and impact, is somehow voted as only the 9th best guard by her peers. Not player guard. It's not just disrespectful. It's a calculated snub. You see Kayon down there? Can you tell me anything new about her status and day-to-day activities? Will she be able to play tomorrow? No, she will be out. We want to make sure that she is completely prepared to go and that we prioritize her long-term health and wellness. She wants to play and she's working to play. Well, and she's been working to play, and after, a few days. I think it's like, okay, we have a little bit of time. No? We've got 5 games before All-Star break. So let's just ease her mind. Well, even though she's antsy, let's do this the right way and make sure that we're ready to go and 100% when she returns. Caitlin Clark doesn't simply need time to recover. She is the best thing that has ever happened to this league. And the league that benefits from her presence needs to start protecting her on and off the court, because if they don't, they're risking not just her health but everything she's built. Caitlin Clark is must-see TV because of the way she came. We hadn't witnessed this before. But Caitlin Clark is the one driving all the media attention, attracting all the young men to the WNBA, and attracting the fans who want to watch and tune into all these games. All of the fans aspire to be like Caitlin. So here we are, the league's face, still sidelined, still taking hits from both defenders and skeptics. Stephanie White has stated that this isn't a decision about game time. Doesn't have a long history of injuries, but right now, she does. This is to protect Caitlin from more harm and make sure she returns when she's 100%, not 80, 90, but fully ready. While some critics doubt her toughness or say she's acting, the truth is in front of us. Caitlin has shown more poise, professionalism, and heart than most athletes twice her age. She has carried the weight of the league, taken every hit, and continued to go. I don't think Caitlin is prone to injuries, but when I start to see too many soft tissue injuries, she isn't giving up. If you play professional sports, you're going to get hurt. I'm not worried yet, but if you support Caitlin Clark and see the double standard and jealousy for what it is, let the world know. Leave a 100% for Caitlin in the comments, because one thing is certain: the league better be prepared when she returns. She deserves the respect, rest, and protection that every great player receives. Further injury this season. I'm concerned.